Hello there. So today we are at TTD Detailing, and that's because we're up to see a man called Yumen. Now, not only does he own this lovely little business here, but he runs Tracktion Track Days. They are holding 10 events this year. We're going all the way from February to November, one a month. We're going to be in Knockhill, we're going to be down south, some nice tracks in England. And yeah, Superset is going to cover the whole season. So we're going to do a small video on each track. We're going to do a big season run up at the end of the year, and we have been told the drivers drive hard. There's no Sunday drivers here, so make sure to tune in and check it out. So Drew, what's the other reason we're here?
Yumen also owns an EG6 Civic with a K20 swap into it, and it's pretty sick.
Oh, it's right in here, so should we go have a look?
Hi, my name's Yumen, Yumen Lai. I run Tracktion Track Days. We've been operating for a good few years now. The club originally started off from CSOC Scotland, Clio Sports Owners Club, which is one other club that I look after. We used to run a lot of track days through them. In time, what you found was, it was all Reynolds Sports that came along, but as you can imagine, trying to get between 25 to 35 Reynolds Sports on track, it's a bit of a challenge. We ran all right for a wee while, and then we ended up having to branch out a wee bit, just due to, not being able to fill all the spaces, so you ended up with a variety of different cars coming along. The lads that come along tend to push on. I have no issues with it. I know some of the track days you turn up and they're quite strict with certain driving, should we say, whereas our track days were quite happy for the guys to push on. At the end of the day, you're only going to get quicker if you kind of push yourself to your limits almost, but staying within your own kind of capabilities as well, not doing anything daft. We also supply gas shocks, so gas golds. So we've been working with Gaz and the guys that come along, and we're currently setting up 7 Fiesta STs at the moment on these gas golds. Most of them go up and you can adjust camber and whatnot, but then the rear end on the STs you can't really do much. So we're currently, one of the lads is machining shims for the rear, so we can dial in some more camber in the rear, get some toe dialed in as well, and it'll be really interesting, I think, to see how quick these cars are going to be pushing on this season. You get a lot of guys that turn around and say, no, I'm not going on track and whatnot, and I always question it all the time, because in my personal opinion, I was like, there's no safer place to actually take your car, drive fast, enjoy it the way it's supposed to be. Obviously you can do it on the road, but you'll never ever drive your car, well, some people anyway, you'll never ever drive your car on the road to its 100% capability without putting you or other people in danger, general public, other cars, and whatnot. So on the track, at least for me, if you want to have some fun, take your car up to a track day in a controlled environment with you, friends, fellow enthusiasts, most importantly, and enjoy it.
Everywhere I go, the people really want to know who I is and who I be. They stop and stare when they see me. If it's said it once, no need to repeat. Run up on me, watch you fall to your knees. Tip my hat when it's time for the kill. Ain't no beast when you're really real. I am the boss.
Going to the
moon. Got my own shit, I don't need your farm. Life was so hard, it made me weak. Built to last, this girl ain't weak. Sturdy and still when I plant my feet. Got it out the mud, now it's racks in my sleep. Look to God, he supplies my needs. Endless faith is what brought me next level prosperity. Silent power moves is what I'm giving. They love to hate the world they can't live in. Always present for the high roads. Go swim within the deep lows.
Had the car for, 3 years, possibly more. Bought it from Richard Hughes from Sumo Power. He'd offered it to me. It was a genuine EG6 SIR2 with a B16 that was in it. Got it up the road, pretty much done one track day in it, and we had a few electrical gremlins. I think we got 15 laps out the car. Ran sweet as a nut up until then. Fast for a 1.6, but it was at the point where I needed to be faster. A few of my friends have got EGs and they've been K-swapped, and a few other cars and whatnot, and we thought, you know what, I think we should just K-swap it. So at that point, yeah, the car went to Japcom. Fraser McNeil, one of my friends, runs Sharp Com. We stripped the car down to pretty much bare shell, engine out, everything. Car went off to Scott McMinn's for roll cage. When the car goes to these places, it's not as simple as, it goes in and comes back out within a couple of weeks. So yeah, the car was away for months on end, probably in total about a year in total between the two places, getting the cage and paint. Car then came back after paint. The engine, gearbox, everything went in, and then we had a big inlet, an FMIC inlet that we'd actually won from one of the rounds at Superlap Scotland. Fitted inlet, went away for mapping down at EFI Parts, and it didn't make the power as we wanted. We thought it was the inlet. We still think it's the inlet, but I'm hoping it's not anything else, because I'll tell you in a minute, when I went for mapping again afterwards, once we fitted the new inlet, we went for a Skunk 2 Ultra, doing a bit of reading. That was apparently the one to go for on the K series. Car not went back to Fraser at this time. We went up to Automech for Andrew to work his magic. For those that don't know, Andrew Automech is a Honda specialist and does a lot of good work, whether it's any or force induction cars. So Andrew had the pleasure of taking off the old one, which was an absolute nightmare to fit anyway. Got the Skunk 2 on. We've done a load of other work as well whilst it was there. We ended up doing the new chain and engine. The whole bottom end's pretty much brand new. The lads you'll see in the car just now, if you can see them, Stevie Cunningham, Stevie McNabb, give us a wee wave. They've been busy mounting fire extinguisher, isolator, and wiring up push start buttons as well, because the car was running off the key, but then there was a wire cut somewhere that someone previously had the car thought it'd be a bright idea to do. It was almost like a anti-theft device. You had to kind of touch the cables and start it. So we've done away with that, and we've just the lads have set up a push start on there, wiring up the heated screen, feeding the wires for the rain light. Just waiting for that to arrive. That'll get buttoned up soon. The only bits left really to do are the nozzles for the fire extinguisher. Just need to get fed through, and there's 4 nozzles going in the engine bay, 2 on that side, 2 in here, and then there's 4 inside in the dash as well. Our first track outing test day will be Saturday the 12th of February, which is through Tracktion Track Days. The track days, we're busy, so Saturday 12th of February we're up there, it's fully booked. We're up after that Saturday 5th of March, same again, we're fully booked. So if you do fancy coming along any of the track days, get in contact with myself. You'll find me on Facebook, or search for Tracktion Track Days. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram as well, and we've also got a website, www.tractiontrackdays.co.uk. Okay, we always advise pre-booking. As you can see, they book up pretty quick. We get a lot of regulars that come along that fill up the spaces. We've got a track day running every month from now up until November. We're also heading down to Cadwell, Donington, Croft, Oulton Park and Anglesey as well. So if you fancy doing some circuits down south with us, get in contact.